everyone, and welcome today to one of the new expedition here in Tokyo. So today I'm going to visit an expedition about logistic technology. So actually the logistics sector is one of the important sector that we are relying heavily on transporting goods across countries, and also from of course transportation the all kind of materials and goods from the sources until the consumer side. And currently now, especially after the COVID-19, we have seen the importance of this sector, and now currently they are relying heavily on new technology, especially like management technology, big data management, also warehouse technology, especially for cooling, for arrangement. And one of the important technologies that have been heavily now used in the logistics sector is robotics technology. So actually the logistic robot application is the second largest robot application after industry. So actually it have been developed a lot in the last few years, and according to the latest data of 2020, so actually this sector of the logistics sector is grew by almost 30%. So currently there is many companies now are trying to develop the logistic robot, especially warehouse automation, also delivering goods, automating big size warehouses, small size warehouses, and also delivering to homes. So there is a huge development in this sector. So today let's go and see what are the latest development in this sector. So let's go and see. The modern robot system actually have been developed for a long time and has been used a lot since a long time in factories to transport maybe material inside a factory. But currently now it's been used, of course, for transporting goods inside warehouses. And one of the simplest one is the line following robot. So it's a very simple robot system. The robot have to follow a line. And some companies actually they have developed this kind of robot for a long time. So it's easy, just draw a line and the robot will just follow, maybe transport the materials from one area to another area. Yeah, no, actually it's very simple, the robot. So it's very easy to design. You just have to put a sensor to read the line. You just have to follow this line. So it's called AGV. So there is a AGV, so it's a autonomous guided vehicle, and you can design very simple mechanism to transport goods. Actually, this is one of the very simple mechanisms to transport goods. The robot is very simple. It's very simple mechanism to attach it to a load. You just have to maybe just pull this rod, and it's easy. It could be disattached very simply. Unlike the AGV, which require a very specific line to use, there is also the AMR, so autonomous mobile robot. This one does not have to follow a line; it can explore the area. So this company actually they developed a similar robot. It can pull some a curtain or maybe this load. Here is all automatically, so it does not have human intervention. Not like the one we showed earlier. But actually those kind of a robot, it requires a lot of programming. And so if the company does not have the engineer, or maybe the supporting company cannot be present, maybe it's very difficult to to install or use this kind of a robot. But of course it's more flexible than the AGV, because here you don't have to draw a line. It can move freely in any area. It is fully autonomous, so without the human intervention. So this is one of the companies that I've seen in this expo. So the AMR is considered to be very efficient and very reliable, like a mobile robot system. And many companies are actually trying to develop it. So it's just a mobile robot with separate sensor, it has a program. And there are many actually companies that are developing those robots. So you can put a lot of load on it. 100 kilos to 300, even 500, you can find much bigger ones. But actually, one of the effective vehicles that have been used for transportation is actually the forklift. So actually, forklifts are currently used a lot in warehouses to move heavy materials. But some companies now are trying to develop a autonomous forklift without a driver. It could be like smaller one. There's some companies actually that try to develop a bigger autonomous forklift. This one could lift almost a ton, 1,000 kilo. I think this company from Germany. And even they are developing much smaller one. The advantage of this kind of autonomous forklift, it's omnidirection, so it could move in any direction. So it can give more flexibility inside the warehouse. You can easily move in very small area. You can see to the side, to the front, you can rotate. But actually, some other companies, they are just trying to bring the normal forklift, which are being used by a driver, and they are trying to automate it by adding sensor and controller. So some companies actually they just automate the already existing forklift. So actually, this forklift could be being operated by a driver, but at the same time it's autonomous. So it's similar to autonomous vehicle, autonomous car. It can be driven by a person, or it could be fully automated. One of the robots that are being used now for warehouses is this kind of a robot that can transport shelves. It's not like transporting materials, but also it can lift this big shelves. So this one are very famous now in companies, especially like e-commerce companies like Amazon. They're relying heavily on this type of robots. They can bring the shelves to the worker, so he can pick up the things that he wants. There's a smaller one that can move small boxes like this one. So actually, I find there's so many companies that are developing those kind of shelf moving, so they can move the shelf, place it somewhere and move. So this one are moving several boxes, and also you can move just one box. Because sometimes you don't need to move the whole shelf, you just need one box. So this small robot can just move only one box. Maybe bring it to the final worker, so he can pick up what he wants. But of course, this robot, it cannot move higher. So there is another robot. Actually, it can move the shelves it moves the boxes in several shelves. So it could go to much higher height. It reach to 4 meters. There is one also 5 meters, 6 meters. So you can see it can move the boxes from the shelf below to the shelf above it. And this one is a mobile robot. So you can see like it's one of the effective system. Yes, you can move the boxes inside the big warehouses. Also similar to that robot, there is also this robot made by Geek Plus, is a Chinese company. They having a very big mobile robot. It can also like lift very heavy like shelves. This is the biggest one also I have seen in this expo. So it can bring the shelves, and here there is another robot to pick up the boxes. I can put it outside. Actually, this is very simple. Like if there is a worker want to pick up something, so it brings the boxes, and the workers can just sit up stand over here, pick up the thing that he want, and the box will go back again to its location. So we can see it's a very effective system. You can maybe have a box come in and go in back very fast. So this will increase the efficiency in the warehouses, especially like e-commerce companies. They require a very efficient system. So in a matter of seconds, you can see a box come in and another box lift, go back. And you can have very big warehouses with a lot of those shelves, and the robot will bring it to this location, and the worker will just pick up the thing that he want to take from the box. There's another system that also similar. This one brings the box in a mobile robot. So here you don't move the shelf. The shelf is just static, and the robot will just bring it to the worker. So the worker will stand over there. The box will come to that location. He pick up the thing from the box, and the robot will just take the box back to its location. And actually, this robot also could climb between the shelves, so it could move up. So you can see that it's a very high like shelves where they are stored a lot of boxes. You can see now the robot can go up, retain the box in its place. It can bring maybe another box and take it again to the workers. So this is a very effective system. So you don't have to move the shelves, you just have the static shelves, and those very simple robot mechanism can go up just like an elevator. Bring the box and take it back. There's also another similar robot that also can bring boxes, but this one is not climbing. It can just move, for example, like inside of like an open area. So you can have like a lot of boxes stored inside, and the robot will just bring it from inside. And take it to the location where is the worker can just pick up the thing that they want. So you can see the robot will come in and go up. So the worker have to stand on somewhere on the top. So he will find the box coming to him, and he will just pick up the things. It's a very reliable system. But actually, like for companies, like if they want to have this kind of system, maybe they have to build the infrastructure. So, it's not just a normal warehouse. You need to build a specific infrastructure to have this robot operating inside the warehouse. There's also a similar one for a bigger load, because the one we have seen earlier are just small boxes. But this company is actually producing like a similar, moving maybe goods, but actually this one for big plate. You can see like this kind of plate, very heavy plate. You can put a lot of boxes, and it can be moved inside like a warehouse. So this is a pallet. Maybe you can move it in using like a forklift. and then it can go inside like a big warehouse, which can be moved inside using this type of robot. There's also a similar simple like mobile robot. It could be used also for e-commerce. Like you can put something on top of the robot, and the robot will move the good to its final location. This could be used for like let's say like for the post, sometimes like small like post service, or maybe moving small like things like that. Take it from the operator and move it to the box, the final box like this one. This may be a bigger, but I've seen like a company that they have very small robots that could be used maybe to support small goods. So this company, they are developing this system. If you want to distribute different type of goods separately in different boxes, the gloves here have different colors. Could be distributed from one big box into smaller box. Yes, you have to read the QR code, and it could be separated to its final location. It's very simple to maybe assemble this type of system. It's a very small one. Actually, it's similar to the mobile robot. So far we have seen just mobile robot. Actually, the arm robot are also used a lot right now. Actually, in the past it's been used a lot for manufacturing, like industrial application. But the same like arm manipulator are being used now for material handling. So like in warehouses, you can have combination between a mobile robot and this robot manipulator. So the importance of those robot manipulators can like transfer the good maybe from the truck on top of the mobile robot, maybe from the mobile robot and move it somewhere inside like a truck. So mostly like the companies now are developing a system to maybe arrange those type of boxes. So with the robot manipulator, and also you have to use a camera. So there is a camera on the top. It can maybe see the boxes and maybe find a way to effectively arrange those boxes in order. So after like you have the full load, there is a mobile robot on the bottom over there. You can see the mobile robot will just transport it to its second location. So it's a combination between mobile manipulator and mobile robot. So many companies are actually trying to get use of those robot manipulator, which is already available right now with the integration of cameras. There is one camera over there. You can easily scan the goods and find its location and help the robot to arrange it in order. So you can find different type of goods with different size. You can simply arrange it. Sometimes you don't have to use those kind of very complex robot manipulator. They are also simple robot. It's all like relying on linear motors. So this robot is only just used to like 3-axis linear motion. You can easily transport goods inside like a warehouse or maybe a factory. This is a very simple mechanism. This is also another company. They have also the same simple mechanism, but it's very faster. The advantage of this one, you don't have to control a lot of motors. It's not like the other manipulator, which almost 6 degrees of freedom, so it's have a lot of motors. This one is much smaller, mainly 3 motors or 4 motors maximum. So one of the interesting things that I have seen in this expo, a new system developed by Kawasaki. Kawasaki is one of the famous like robotics company. They develop those kind of system is for uploading inside the truck. Like This like a robot manipulator is being placed on a mobile platform. It can move maybe inside like a truck, and you can transport all of those goods from inside the warehouse maybe to inside the truck, or maybe you can offload like the boxes from inside the truck and place it back to the warehouse. So you can see those boxes are coming from inside the warehouse, and the robot can just simply arrange it inside like small area. So this like simulation for like maybe a big truck, and can easily arrange it, even if it's like not place an order. If you want to offload, the camera of the robot can easily see the position of the box and offload it and put it back here on this kind of truck. It will go back inside. So it's a very effective system to increase efficiency inside the warehouses. So most of the robots I have seen now seem like the normal simple robot, like robot manipulator or mobile robot, but actually there is a new kind of innovation have been developed by Tokyo Robotics. So it's a startup company. They are developing state-of-the-art those kind of robot for material handling. So we can see this robot maybe is taking the box from a shelf. So it's similar to like a human worker with one arm. So it's a very flexible system. It can check the location of the box, pick up the box, and then take it to the final location. So they offload it in this place. So here there is also another robot. This robot actually want to maybe arrange the boxes inside a pallet. So you've seen that robot is actually working on taking box from shelf, or maybe uploading box to the shelf, and this robot will arrange boxes like on a pallet, moving pallet. So maybe like for warehouses, they maybe could arrange the boxes, and maybe another like forklift will just come and take this pallet somewhere else. So those are very simple robot mechanisms could be used to increase the efficiency inside warehouse technology, inside the warehouses. So now we have completed the visit, and we have seen like so many companies, like especially like robot companies are trying to develop like state-of-the-art robot technology for like moving goods inside warehouses, also like big warehouse automation, sometimes also implementation of AI system. So it seems that there is a lot of development in this field. One of the impressive things that like the forklift, like many companies actually are developing autonomous forklifts with different size, and also like the big warehouse system that we can move shelves or move goods inside like a big warehouse system. Mostly like for companies, if they want to automate their warehouses, sometimes they have to invest a lot in the infrastructure, because not all those robots can just directly implement it. Sometimes you have to build the infrastructure. So some companies like they have very efficient system, but actually you have to invest in the infrastructure. Some companies also they're working on those kind of AI system. Mostly like they can sort different type of materials with different size using just a camera. They can maybe understand which type of goods or materials, and they can arrange it and pick up and arrange it in different places. So this new type of advancement, and mostly like it's a combination between mobile robot system and an armed manipulator. So sometimes like you have to move the boxes from one place to another place using an arm, and you have maybe place it inside like a mobile robot. So mobile robot they can move it away. So it seems that there is a lot of development. Actually, I have seen one expo last year. Also, it's about logistic, but it was not that big like this one. This maybe seemed much bigger. So there is big companies are actually participating in this expo. So I believe that there is a huge opportunity in this field, and I believe this will be maybe expand like the use of robotics more than the industry, because for a long time robots has been like mainly just in the industrial field, but now it seems that there's a lot of implementation in the logistics sector. I think this will be the next big things in the robot technology.